I am calling to order the Aberdeen Architectural Conservation District Commission public hearing to order at 4:05 on November 14, 2024. Commissioners present are Ed Bradenberg, Kirsten
Hoffman,
Sharon Cayley, and is Helen here or no?
Helen will not be here. She's visiting her sister.
Okay, so it is the three of us then.
Correct.
Today, the Commission will be holding a public hearing to review applications in accordance with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Executive Order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law. We are conducting this meeting online to ensure public access to the deliberations of the Aberdeen Architectural Conservation District Commission. The public may access this call through telephone and video conferencing. Members of the public will have an opportunity to ask questions and provide public comment on applications and discussions. To do so, please raise your hand in the application via the Zoom meeting platform. We will repeat these instructions throughout the hearing. We will begin with a design review of application 25.0380. That's 286 Chestnut Hill Avenue. The screening of an electrical box.
All right, so I see Nathan here. So Nathan, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to unmute. Hi, Nathan. Are you there? I see you're unmuted. Uh-oh. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's just make Nathan a co-host and see if that works. Nathan, can you hear us? Can you say anything?
Yes.
There you are.
Sorry, yeah.
I see you.
Yeah, I was trying to connect my headphones. Technical difficulty, sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Thank you. Thanks for coming back in. It's good to see you again. So we should have you in and out in no time here. If you just want to explain the solution to our issue that we discussed at the last hearing.
So yeah, I think the only thing, we all agree that, we can put the transformer. The only thing we were discussing about the fence, like the greenery area in the front. So we have come up with this design. So we can save that, the shrub in the front, and we can cover up with the green, something like this.
And the materials, Nathan, it's a wood trellis?
Yes, wood.
Okay, terrific.
All right, that's the extent of the presentation.
Yep.
Okay, commissioners, comments?
I think it looks like a great solution.
It's actually much better than I ever expected it to be. This is really creative. I like it too. What about you, Kirsten?
yeah, I like it as well. Yeah.
Okay, is it time for public comment?
I believe it is, yeah. All right, so if members of the public, if you have any questions, you can raise your hand. There's a little hand option at the bottom of your screen. If you have any comments that you'd like to be heard on record, please do so. For the record, Sharon, I did not receive any written or emailed comments about this project.
Okay,
So
given that we have seen this already and discussed it, and there is no public comment, I think it's appropriate to go ahead and take a vote if the commissioners are in agreement. Do I have a motion to approve as presented?
Yep, I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Lovely. I'll be happy to second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, it is approved. Thank you very much, Nitin. I think this was really good.
Thank you so much.
And we will, yeah, go ahead. You can tell me, Nick, when you're ready to move on.
Yep. Thanks, Nathan. We'll get you your letter tomorrow morning, okay?
Okay, awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can move on now to the administrative review items.
Yes.
Which are the two on the screen here.
Mm-hmm.
And Sharon, if you just want to go ahead and read those into the record.
Yes, I would. Application number 25.0223, that's 36 to 46 Orkney Road. Replace 7 1/1 aluminum clad double hung windows with no window film or low E-glass in kind. And application 25.0308 AB, 39 Englewood Avenue. Replace 3 slider windows with 3 aluminum clad slider windows.
And
Turn it
Sharon,
over to Commissioner- Sorry.
sorry, Sharon, sorry to interrupt. So if you recall, 39 Englewood Avenue was a project that we previously denied because they had originally proposed vinyl windows. So this
Yes.
is the return project, and they're now aluminum clad. So they now do conform to the guidelines of the district.
Yeah, I thought they were compliant, and that did ring a bell.
Yeah.
I do recall that there was a cost differential to the client, but we had to abide by standards and regulations, so we didn't have any room to adjust.
Yes.
So may I now
Great.
turn it over to the commissioners for comments and or approval of both applications?
You do need public comment before you make a motion.
Oh, fiddle. May I have public comment, please?
I'm seeing none, and I do not have any written public comments for either of these applications, Sharon, so we can go ahead and close the public comment for this application, these
Okay.
applications.
The public comment period now being closed for these 2 administrative review applications, I would ask the commissioners for a motion to approve as presented. Ed?
I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Kirsten. And I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Terrific. Okay, so these 2 applications have been approved. Those of you that are here for these applications, just know that these applications are approved, and you'll receive your approval letter in the mail or via email tomorrow morning. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me directly. Great. So Sharon, I think we can move on now to the ratification of the public hearing minutes for both the October 10th public hearing as well as the October 30th, 2024 public subcommittee meeting minutes, which was the 358 Chestnut Hill Avenue. And those should have been emailed to you this morning or this afternoon.
I did get them, yes.
For your review. Kirsten, I know you were not present for the subcommittee meetings, but the bylaws do stipulate that if we don't have a quorum to make a vote, you do have the ability to vote, even though you weren't present for the subcommittee.
Okay.
Same goes for you, Ed, as well.
Yeah. All right. I was with Helen and Nick and the 2 representatives from City Realty. We saw the materials proposed in daylight, and it was most valuable as far as seeing how it would look with other buildings in the area. And it's a vast improvement over what is currently there. It's a commercial building that was built in the budget conscious portion of the late 60s. So it's good that it's being upgraded to residential. But getting back to the materials, we looked at 2 different versions of the brick that was being used, and Helen and I, after some discussion, were in agreement of our choice of colors and materials. I don't know what else I could add to what is already in the notes, but it was unanimous that we were happy with having a subcommittee meeting at that time in natural light so that it could be shown how it looks on a city street. It's quite different than, and much better, frankly, than looking at a picture.
Yeah,
Uh,
and Sharon, I'll say that, just from a staff perspective, I think this material that we approved for the upper level penthouse as well
Yeah.
as the entryways, it's a really interesting material. And the
Mhm.
fact that it is a synthetic, it's not a natural material, but it's made with natural crushed stone and
Yeah.
kind of composite together. And
Mhm.
it really has a lot of beautiful depth to it. So I'm really interested and excited to see the final product because I think it's going to be spectacular, but it's going to be a nice precedent. We may be able to use these materials again in the future. So I'm
I
super
was
happy.
thinking of
Yeah.
that when we were at the subcommittee meeting. So yes.
Great.
Anyway, I've read both the subcommittee meetings and happy to hear any comments that other commissioners might feel after having read them.
So we just need a motion to approve.
All right, well,
I'll put forth a
Here's-
motion to approve.
thank you, Ed.
My first motion of the night.
Look at
Well,
you.
it takes a while to warm up. I think that would be good, yes. All right, so the subcommittee for 386
Chestnut Hill Avenue.
Chestnut Hill Avenue, yeah, got too many note papers here.
That's okay.
Is approved. And let us go on to the meeting minutes for October 10.
Oh, sorry. Who seconded that? Those minutes?
Oh, you're right. I meant to second it. I really did.
Okay. That's okay.
All right, and we are all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, on to the next. The meeting minutes of October 10.
Yep.
All right, I have no alterations to make to that. Anyone notice anything they'd like to add?
No.
Ed?
I missed that meeting, so
Oh, I'm sorry. So
Yeah.
you've read it from cover to cover and have mastered everything in it, yes?
yes, I have no objections to anything that's in it.
All right, well, I'd like to suggest then that I make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented.
A second.
Wonderful. All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
All right. So moving along here, so some quick staff updates. So for staff updates, so the nominations for vacancies underway. The mayor's office has sent out those letters requesting some nominees to be sent in. Sharon, I know I emailed you the other day and let you know that we needed a new nomination, but I was informed that, in fact, that both yours and Helen's nomination is actually with the mayor's office to be appointed. So that was my mistake. That was a little mix up there. So you and Helen are fine. The only thing that we need now is we're trying to fill the vacancies that we have on the commission. So
Yes.
no action is needed at this time. I apologize if that caused any confusion there. So that one's completely okay. And then just some district news, as Kirsten will tell you, the other night, the BLC voted to approve the Calf Pasture Pumping Station and the Withington House, both in Dorchester. Calf Pasture Pumping Station is over by UMass Boston, and the Withington House is on at 19 Ashland Street in southern Dorchester. So the commission voted to approve those as Boston landmarks. That now goes to the city council as well as the mayor for either their approval or veto. And after that, they will become official Boston landmarks moving forward. I've also been told that we're very close to putting City Hall on the docket for a vote in terms of becoming an official Boston landmark. So keep an eye out for our notice for that. And I know personally, I'm very excited for that because I love City Hall and I think it's one of the most beautiful buildings in Boston. And I've said this a million times, but I'll say it again. So, anywho,
I had no idea it wasn't a landmark.
Not yet. Not yet. Fingers crossed. So, the good thing about what we're doing now, especially under Brian our new chief of environment, he wants to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to weigh in. So we're reaching out to all internal City Hall stakeholders to make sure that we're comfortable with the guidelines that we're proposing, because the designation will include several interior spaces in
Oh.
City Hall, because it is a public building and the spaces on the inside, some of the spaces on the inside are just as significant as the exterior. So stay tuned for that. We don't have any updates just now, but it's coming soon. Fingers crossed. So
Excellent.
That means they can never paint it.
right, exactly. Yeah, you
Oh.
should never paint concrete anyway. So
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
That was a
wonderful.
joke. That was a
of
joke.
course, right. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So with that, that's everything that we have on the agenda. I think this might be almost record time. I know we've had a couple very quick ones. But so we're good to go. We just need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, I'll
No,
second
Ed.
Okay, thank you,
He'll
Ed.
second it. Yeah.
it.
Okay, and all in favor. Great. So we
Aye.
are adjourned. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you so much for all of your work, and we'll see you in December.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
Bye,
you.
everyone. Have a good
Good
night.
night.
Bye.